Hello, and welcome to the first Zoom computer workshop. My name is Shannon, and I am the computer skills instructor at Trellis. And today we're going to be talking about Google, Gmail, and internet safety. I'm going to be sharing my screen and show you a quick Google presentation. And then after the presentation, I will show you some websites as well as talk a little bit more about security settings when you are using an internet browser and in your Gmail. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and I'm going to show you the Google presentation, and then after that, you'll see my face on screen again. So again, my name is Shannon. I am your instructor, and welcome to Google, Gmail, and Online Safety. This workshop is going to be offered twice, today, July 14th, and again on July 16th. You only need to attend the workshop once. It is being recorded and it will be posted online for you to watch. So the objectives of this computer workshop are how to search the internet, how to use bookmarks and favorites so that you can save your favorite websites, email security, spam, scam, phishing, and robocalls, what incognito mode is, and multi-factor authentication. So again, after this Google presentation, I will go back to the internet and you will see me on screen. If you have not used Google, Google is the world's most popular website. It is also a search engine. The website address for Google is www.google.com. You can access Google from any internet browser, and if you are using Google Chrome, you can also set it as your homepage. Google has a search bar in the middle of the page, and this is where you're going to conduct your searching of the internet. You might see the microphone icon there in the search bar, and that allows you to talk to Google directly and ask questions. The camera-looking icon next to that is Google Lens. That allows you to take a picture, share your picture with Google, and Google will identify the picture and give you more details about whatever you have shared in that image. It might be a flower, it might be a tree, it might be an animal, but Google will identify whatever is in the image that you have shared with it through that Google Lens icon and tell you more about what you've taken a picture of. Also, Google is in AI mode, which if you've used that before, Google will often give you a summary of the results for which you have searched for. Now, up at the top right corner of the screen, you're going to see Gmail, and we're going to talk about Gmail a little bit later. That is Google's version of free email. And next to that, you're going to see images. If you want to search specifically for images, you can narrow down your search by clicking on that image word and then search specifically for images across Google. Next to that, you're going to see the 9 dots, and that is the icon for Google Apps. We're going to talk about Gmail today and other Google apps in future workshops. When you are searching the internet, which I assume you have done pretty much every day since you started using the internet, you might search for something simple like restaurant or weather. But I'm going to tell you about how you can search a little bit more specifically using a search engine, specifically Google. You can use search terms including and, or, the plus sign. That helps narrow down your search results. So for example, if you were looking for weather in Chicago, you can type in weather in Chicago, or you can type in weather plus or and Chicago to help narrow down your search results. Because just typing in something like Chicago into a search engine like Google could give you many, many different results. It could give you Chicago news, it could give you Chicago websites, it could give you Chicago sports information. But by narrowing down your search results using the word and or using the plus sign will help Google find more specifically what you're looking for. Number 2, you can try Google's AI search to get a search result summary. Now, this is incredibly useful if you don't want to scroll through many, many search results that Google will provide for you, and instead, at the top of the search result page, AI will give you a summary of the search results for whatever it is that you searched for on Google. Now, using Google Lens, which again is that icon that looks like a camera, allows you to search by using an image from your phone. So you can open up your camera or open up your photos and share a picture with Google, and Google Lens will analyze that photo and give you information about the photo that you have shared with Google. I have used this for identifying plants and animals, and it's very, very useful if you are more of a visual learner, or perhaps you don't know what search terms to use when you're searching but for something. You can share a picture with Google and get your search results by Google analyzing the image. Google Images will search just images. So if you are not necessarily looking for search results of websites, but just pictures, then you might want to search through Google Images specifically. Now that's putting in a search term such as elephant, and then Google Images will only show you pictures of elephants instead of a page after page search result of websites with elephants. Number 5, be specific with your Google search. If you are looking for a doctor, search with details like find me a dermatologist in zip code 60610. You're basically talking to Google as if you were talking to a human being. The more details that you give Google, the better your search result is going to be. You could also ask Google, find things to do in Chicago this weekend for families. Now that's very specific because you're asking Google to find you things to do in a specific city for a particular group of people, a family. So your search results will reflect that. Now you can also try multiple search engines when you're searching the internet. Google is just one of them. It is the world's most popular website because we use it so frequently, but there are others. There's DuckDuckGo, which is a search engine, and it is also an internet browser and an app you can put on your phone. And that searches the internet slightly differently because it protects your privacy a little bit more. It doesn't save your search results, and it doesn't save any information that you might type into a form. You can also use Bing, which is the search engine web page for Microsoft Edge, which is another internet browser. You can also use Safari, especially if you have an iPhone and you open up Safari to connect to the internet, you can type right into Safari for whatever you're looking for. Now, after this Google presentation, I will take you live onto the internet, but right now we're going to talk a little bit about Gmail. Gmail is the world's most popular email service, and it is free and web-based. You need to create a Google account in order to create a Gmail account. It allows you to send and receive email messages, and it also allows you to block spam. Gmail is free. You can access it on your cell phone or any computer or tablet. And if you can get a email address that you'd like, it's a great tool, and it, again, is free. It is just the Google version of email. Now, in order to get started with creating a Gmail account, you need to have a Google account. And a Google account includes choosing an email address, and it provides you access to Google Apps like Google Drive, which is storage, Google Docs, which is a program that allows you to write letters, create resumes, or make flyers, Sheets, which is very similar to Microsoft Excel. It's for analyzing and organizing data. Slides, which is a presentation program, very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint, as well as apps like Calendar and many, many others. And again, I'm going to be teaching another workshop in 2 parts, Google Apps Part 1 and Google Apps Part 2. Once you have created your Google account and chosen a Gmail address, you will interact with the Gmail interface. If you are familiar with Gmail, you know that there is an inbox and you can compose and send email, as well as organize your email into folders that are called labels. This allows you to keep your email out of your inbox and into folders, which helps you organize them, and if you need to, sort your email. One thing I want to tell you is that your inbox is not a place that you should be storing your email. Email comes into your inbox. You should read it and either reply to it, delete it, or move it into a label, which is very similar to a folder, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Now, when you are composing a new email in Gmail, you might have seen something similar to this screen. This is a new message pop-up, and you're going to notice that there are a few things within this new message. There is a to field, a CC field, a BCC field, the subject field, the body of the email, and then tools at the bottom, which include choosing your own font style, text size, bold, italic, underline, different colors, and different alignments. And I'll show you more about that when I go to the Gmail interface on the internet. Now, when you are completing or composing an email, in the to field is the email address of the person you are sending the email to. That means that that is where you're going to put the email address to the person that you're sending this email to. In the CC field, CC means carbon copy, those are email addresses that are visible to all recipients of the same email. And that's used for people who know each other. So for example, if I was sending an email to my mom and I wanted to CC my sister or copy my sister, so the email is intended for my mom, but my sister is able to receive the same email and read it. My mom knows that my sister got the email, and my sister can see that the email was sent to my mom, and I'm the sender. So I'm sending it to both of them. The to field is for who it's intended for, and the CC field is for somebody who you are copying on the email so that they can read it as well. BCC means blind carbon copy. Blind carbon copy is intended to put in email addresses for people who are not familiar with one another. Use this for strangers. So for example, when I send an email to my computer classes, I might have 15 students and I want to send them all the same email. Well, in the to field, I send the email to myself. I put my email address in the to field. And in the BCC field, the blind carbon copy field, I put all of the email addresses of my students. Now I can see who I'm sending the email to because I'm the sender. I'm sending it to myself and I'm sending a copy to all of my students. But the blind carbon copy field means that all of their email addresses are hidden from each other. They all get the same email, but they can't see who else received the email. They can only see that I am the sender. This is again useful if you are sending an email to strangers because it helps you protect their email addresses. They all get the same email, but they can't see who else got it. And then in the subject of the email, that's the title of the email. And you don't want to leave this blank because some email providers, if there is no subject in the subject field, they might think that the email is spam. So even if you just put hello in the subject field, that's putting a title on the email. Now, Google Labels. Labels are similar to folders. This allows you to create labels and apply the labels to emails so that they are easy to organize and easy to find. Now, you can create labels or folders for different topics. Maybe you want to organize all of the emails from your doctor, or all of the emails regarding your upcoming vacation, or emails from work, or about travel that you're going to be planning, or about jobs that you are applying for. You can create these labels in advance, and I'll show you how to do that when we go to Gmail. And then you can move your emails into these labels so that they are out of your inbox, but they are permanently saved in those labels until you delete them. Now, I also want to talk to you a bit about privacy and staying secure on the internet. We're going to talk about spam, scams, phishing, and robocalls. I'm also going to be sharing some videos so that you can watch the videos. And because this is being recorded, I am actually not going to play the videos in this recording, but they will be available on YouTube, and I will include the links in the description box for this video when I post it. But let's start with spam. Spam is unwanted and unsolicited communication, usually in email. Now, these are usually harmless emails that you're receiving, but they're very annoying. And you might get them when you sign up for rewards cards, like at Target or Walmart, Home Depot, or CVS or Walgreens. They might be political emails. They might be newsletters from a school, from a park district, or from an organization in the city where you live. They might be contests. These might come from a store, they might come from a school, they might come from a group, or they could be coupons from Walgreens or CVS, Trader Joe's or Aldi, or any kind of retail store might offer you coupons. It could be from Amazon. Now, again, these emails are not necessarily going to be destructive, but they are annoying. They fill up your inbox. You might not have time to read them all, and they might send you 5, 10, 15, or 20 a day. Again, usually harmless, not destructive to your computer, but annoying. There is a spam feature in your email, and I'll show you how you can mark your email as spam, and hopefully your email provider will learn that the sender of that email should not be sending them to you anymore and will block them from coming into your inbox. Now, scams are a little bit different. Scams are a deception, a lie, or a trick that attempts to take money or goods from someone. Now, these are destructive. Now, these may be in an email, they may be in a text message, but scams are usually trying to do one thing and one thing only. They want your money or your goods. Now, this here is an example of one that I got a few years ago. And supposedly, it's from a woman named Mavis who won the Mega Millions jackpot. And she randomly picked 5 people to send money to. Now, you might notice that the email address from the person who sent this to me is quite strange. It actually is no responder, and to a group of people, recipients, also called no responder. So whoever is sending this email is just randomly sending out this email, probably to thousands of people, in the hopes that somebody's going to reply. Now, the problem starts when somebody does reply to this email sender. Because what do you think that this person would need in order to send you some of their Mega Millions jackpot money? They're going to need your name and your bank account information. These are always fake and very, very scary. So if you receive an email like this, you can mark it as spam and delete it. Please don't reply to it. So what can you do when you get spam and scams? Like I just mentioned, you can mark emails from unknown senders as spam, and I will show you this feature when we go to Gmail. You can also unsubscribe from spam emails. So if you're getting many emails from a retailer like Amazon or Walgreens or CVS, there is always an unsubscribe button, either at the top of the email or all the way at the bottom. And when you subscribe, you get taken off of their email list, and hopefully you will not receive any more. Importantly, never click on the links in your email, especially if you don't know who sent it to you. And never, ever download anything to your cell phone or your computer or open any attachments if you do not know who sent you that email. That is how you can harm your computer. You don't want to click, open, or download anything if you don't know who sent it to you. Now, phishing is unsolicited and unwanted emails, texts, and phone calls that try to trick you into sharing your personal information. Now, these are a couple of examples, and both of these examples are phishing. They look real, but they're not real. The first one is from PayPal that says response required. And they are implying that I contacted them first and that they are replying to me to help resolve an issue with my PayPal account. Now, first of all, you should know if you emailed PayPal. If you didn't email PayPal regarding an issue with your PayPal account, you can absolutely guarantee that this is fake. But what they're going to want me to do is click on one of those blue hyperlinks and take me to probably a fake PayPal site in order to sign in with my real PayPal account and my password. It might look like PayPal, but it's not PayPal. If ever you doubt that it is real or not real, and you actually use PayPal, contact PayPal directly. Now, the other example there is from Trusted Bank. Now, obviously, I am not a customer of Trusted Bank, so I know that this is fake because I don't bank with Trusted Bank. And what they're telling me is that they have received notice that I recently attempted to withdraw from my checking account in another country $135.25. Now, this is intended to scare people because if you are not in another country and you have not tried to withdraw money from your checking account, this is going to alarm you and you're going to think that somebody is trying to hack into your checking account, when in fact, this is just a phishing email. They're trying to trick you into replying so that you would reply with your checking account information. So these are not real. They are never real. When in doubt, contact your bank or PayPal or Amazon or any of your accounts directly. So things to look out for. Misspelled words. Now, misspelled words is pretty common in phishing emails. If you see emails that are spelled incorrectly in an email, that should alert you that there's something wrong. Number 2, grammatical errors in the email. If the email does not make sense, if words are repeated, if the sentences are incomplete, that should also alert you that something is wrong. Unknown email addresses, like this example here, Microsoft spelled with a 0 instead of Microsoft spelled with 2 O's. So always be careful and notice who the sender's email is. Number 4, urgent messages to take action or something bad will happen. And this is very, very common. They're trying to frighten you. You have to do this or your accounts will be suspended. You have to pay this money or your license is going to be suspended. You have to do this or your bank account will be locked. You have to do this or your credit card will be shut down. You have to do this or the police are going to come. So any urgent message to take action right now, almost threatening, is a sign that it is phishing. Also, generic greetings like dear sir or madame, or like on this example here on the screen, dear's customer. So not only is there a grammatical error, it says dears instead of dear, it's also addressed to customer instead of me personally. And that says, dear's customer, we're having some trouble with your current billing information. We'll try again, but in the meantime, you may want to update your MasterCard and your payment details. So what they want me to do is click on that little red box that says update account now. And in order to do that, I would have to sign in to my MasterCard account. But if they were having trouble with my billing information, you think they would grammatically spell things correctly and also know my name. That is phishing. Number 6, instead of addressing me by my name, they used my email address. Up in the top example there where it says SD Scanlon, that was a previous email address of mine. It's not my name, but it was my email address. Number 7, the sender wants your personal or financial information, just like that example there with MasterCard. They want me to update my account on Netflix by giving them my MasterCard information. There's no guarantee that that email came from Netflix. When in doubt, contact Netflix directly. Number 8, links to click or attachments from unknown senders. Do not click on them. Do not download from unknown senders. It is probably just another phishing attempt to make you go to a website that looks real but isn't real, or download something onto your device that could harm your computer. So what can you do about phishing? Well, you can mark emails from unknown senders as spam. And the same thing that you did for spam and scam. In your Gmail, there is a button that looks like a stop sign with an exclamation point in it, and you can report the email as spam. Again, never click on any hyperlinks, which are usually words or sentences that are underlined in blue that are in your email or text messages if you don't know who sent them. You have no idea where that link is going to take you on the internet. Never download or open attachments if you do not know who sent the email. And when you receive text or phone calls from unknown numbers, block them in your cell phone. Now, robocalls are telephone calls that deliver a recorded message, and it is often a computer-generated voice. Now, because I'm recording this, I'm not going to play the YouTube videos that show these examples, but I will have links in the description box when this is posted where you can click and directly listen to the videos that I have in this presentation. Robocalls are telephone calls that deliver a recorded message, and it is often a computer-generated voice, usually from an unknown number. Now, sometimes they will obviously sound like a computer. Hello, my name is Shannon. I am calling from the IRS. Okay, something like that. The problem is with AI, the voices are getting more human-like. So sometimes a computer-generated voice can sound just like a human voice, but usually they're from an unknown number. There's often a delay until a voice is heard when you answer the phone. So if you answer the phone and there is silence, and all of a sudden you hear a click, like somebody's picking up the telephone, and somebody says, hello, hang up. A local area code does not mean it's a local caller. Just because it might have a Chicago area code doesn't mean that they're calling from Chicago. So don't assume just because the area code looks local that it is local. Never give out personal information, such as your social security information, your passwords, your bank account number, your credit card number. Never give out that kind of personal information over the telephone or in a text message, because you can't guarantee who's on the other end of the phone call or on the other end of that text message. Now, if someone calls you who says that they are from your bank or a government agency, well, they can say that, but I could say that too. Hi, this is Shannon from Chase. We noticed some unusual activity on your credit card, right? I can do that. Don't always trust it. If they say that they're from the bank or government agency, you can always ask them for their phone number directly. You can ask them what bank branch they're working at, or you can simply hang up and call the number on your statement or your credit card. Just be careful. So here are some examples of, well, phishing text messages because they want information from me. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is the phone call of who sent these text messages to me. The area code is not from Chicago, either is the country code. It's +44, which is the United Kingdom. So I was getting text messages from the United Kingdom saying that I have an unpaid toll bill on your account. And to avoid late fees, I had to pay in 12 hours. So, one, they're trying to scare me. They're saying to avoid late fees, I have to do something urgently. I have to pay right now, or my fees are going to increase and they're going to report me to the Department of Motor Vehicles. Then there's a strange looking website there that they want me to click on, but look at the website address, secure.getipassce.xin. No idea where that's coming from. And then the directions are very, very complicated. Plus reply. Please reply Y. Then exit the text message. Open it again. Activate the link. Copy the link to Safari and then open it. And then they end this phishing text message with, but have a great day. Fake. block it. Now, I did actually go onto the internet and put in the link that was in this text message. And this is the message that I got in the internet browser. This site is blocked due to a phishing threat. So the internet browser that I was using had actually blocked this website because they knew that there was something wrong. It was not the Department of Motor Vehicles, and it was fraudulent. Now here's another one that I got on my cell phone from Hiri Pewdie at hotmail.com. But they say that their name is Sierra from Klarna. But it came from HIRIPUDI at hotmail.com. So I don't see Sierra or Klarna in that email address. And what they want me to do is they want me to come work for this company. Now, this is a legit company, but it's too good to be true. Flexible, part-time, and full-time jobs where I only have to work 60 to 90 minutes a day, and I can work anywhere and earn $250 to $500 a day, and I can get holidays and paid annual leave. What they want me to do is text to that number or reply to this email, and of course, they're going to want my personal information, my name, my social security number, my home address, and more information so that they can offer me this fake job. So again, mark this as spam. Now, sometimes you're going to get messages that might look real from websites that you frequently use, such as Facebook. But I want you to notice there's something wrong with this email that I received. The sender of the email, their email address is notify@facebook.authentication. It's spelled wrong. It's not authentication, it's authentication. They replace the I with an L. And also, it's very vague. My friend added 2 photos of me. I can't see the photos, and I don't know who the friend is. But what they want me to do is they want me to click on one of those links, and it would take me to a fake Facebook page where they would want me to sign in with my real Facebook ID and password. I'm not going to do it. Mark it as spam. Here's one from WhatsApp, and it's very vague again. You have a new message. Now it looks like it's from WhatsApp, but what they want me to do is click play or click on the link and either download a fake app onto my phone, and again, they would want me to sign in with my real WhatsApp information. So mark it as spam. I also had a student who came into the classroom and had received multiple text messages saying that a UPS package that he was expecting could not be delivered. And there was a link that he needed to go to in order to put in his name and his address. So this was the link that he was receiving in the text message. USPS.HHRAGZUPES.TOP. Now that's no website I've ever heard of, and it's definitely not the website for USPS. But when we did go on my computer to the website that he was getting texted, this is what the internet browser said: dangerous site. So the internet browser had actually shut down the website so that people could not put in their personal information. When in doubt, don't put in your information. Contact the company, the organization, the school, the bank, the credit card company directly. Now, these are the videos that I am going to skip through, and just because I don't want to record them on here because they are available on YouTube, and I will put these in the description link below. I am going to talk to you a little bit about incognito mode, about how you can safely browse the internet using the incognito mode, and then when this Google presentation is over, I will take you to the internet. Okay, so incognito mode. This is something that you can do if you're using Google Chrome, and you can open an incognito window. You can see that the icon looks like a little spy with his little hat and glasses. So you can use this for more privacy when you're searching the internet or filling out information in a form on the internet. There are also other websites like DuckDuckGo, which is a website. It's a search engine on the website, and it's also an app you can download onto your computer or your cell phone that gives you a little bit more privacy when you are using the internet. And Safari on an iPhone is also very secure. So when I mean secure or using incognito, it means that the internet browser is not going to save a history of all of the websites that you visited. It is also going to erase the cookies or the little codes that websites put on your device in order to track your activity on different websites. And it will also not remember information in forms, which is very important if you are shopping online or you completing a job application online. Any of that personal information that you put into the website will not be stored by the internet browser. So I will show you how to do this when we go onto Google Chrome on the internet. Another thing that you can do is you can delete your browsing data if you are not using incognito mode. You can go into the settings and click on clear browsing data and then make sure that your browsing history, your cookies, and any images and files that are being saved are erased from your internet browser. It's really nobody's business what websites you've been using on the internet, what you've been looking at, and what you've been clicking on. So if you are not using incognito mode and your browser is currently saving that information, you can erase it after each computer use. Now, multi-factor authentication is it's a security step that has been added to many different websites to help keep your information more secure. It's usually a multi-step login process that requires you to enter more information than just a password. Sometimes you might be asked to enter a PIN number that you have to choose, usually 6 different characters or digits. You might receive a one-time passcode sent via text or email, and you have to put in that passcode into the website to verify that it's you. There are also app-generated codes, authenticators. Again, these are just more steps to help keep your connection to the app or to the internet more secure and to show that website or app that it is actually you who is trying to access the information. Sometimes it's fingerprint scanning. I have that on my laptop. I can lock my laptop and it will only open if I put my finger onto the fingerprint scanner. And some of you may be using facial recognition. I use this for the banking apps on my phone. I have to hold my cell phone in front of my face and it scans my face. And if it recognizes my face, then it will open up the app. CAPTCHA codes, you might see these on computers that you are using, especially on certain websites. And it's a short test that a website uses to make sure that the person who's trying to access the website is a human and not a computer program or a bot. When you see a CAPTCHA code, the website might ask you to do a task that's easy for you to do as a human, but it's harder for a computer program to do. And this protects the websites from spam and fake accounts and automated attacks. And this might be something like selecting all of the images of a bicycle or a bridge or all of the car pictures. Or you might have to do something simple like just checking a box that says, I am not a robot. Sometimes it's solving a puzzle with rotating images or matching pictures, and sometimes it's a mixture of letters in upper and lowercase that are rather hard to read. So I'm going to show you some examples. So up at the top, you're going to see multi-factor authentication, and this is that sign-in process where they will often send you a code to your phone, and you have to put in the code that they text you into the website in order to sign in. That is just connecting the website with the cell phone number that you have used to sign up for the account, so that when they text you the code, it's going to the right person, to the right cell phone, and then you put the code in the website and they allow you to access the website. Down at the bottom, you're going to see a CAPTCHA code, and you can see that it is a mix of uppercase letters and one number. SC4HTP, and you would have to type those in. You can read that as a human, and sometimes a computer bot cannot read those numbers, especially in the way that they are in that image. Then you're going to see a CAPTCHA example, which is a little bit harder to read because the letters are kind of squished together and they are in different fonts. Or you might just have to click on I'm not a robot. Some of those are very, very difficult, even for a human to read, because you can see that first one, that's kind of difficult. If you get it wrong, they will give you another one. And once you get one of them correct, you should be able to access the website. The other CAPTCHA code there is one where it says select all images with rivers, and you would have to select the pictures where you can see the bodies of water, the rivers specifically, and then click verify. And if you get it correctly, they will allow you to access the website. So this is very, very common. This is just another layer of security. So let's kind of summarize some ways to stay online, and we will be going on to the internet in just a few moments here. So staying safe online. A couple of other ideas for you, other suggestions. Making your social media accounts private. If you are using Instagram or Facebook or any of the social media platforms, you might want to make them private, which means that you have to approve anybody who wants to follow you on social media. Don't use your full name. You can use nicknames or initials. Make sure that you're identifiable if you do want people to find you on social media, but it doesn't mean you have to use your full legal name. Number 3, obviously, don't share your location. If you're on vacation, don't post on social media that you're on vacation because people will know that you're not at home. So be careful when and where you share your location. Number 4, never post personal details online. I wouldn't post pictures of my child's face. I would not post pictures of my child's name. I do share my family online, but I share my adult family members online, and I don't necessarily use their real names. Number 5, use a junk email. Now, this is just a secondary email that you can create. You can create one in Gmail or Yahoo or Microsoft that you use if you are applying for a contest or you're getting a rewards card at the CVS or the Walgreens or using it for social media or to buy tickets, because that email address is going to get spammed. The business is going to send you more coupons, more sale information, more information about what's happening, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. 5, 10, 15, 20 emails a day. So if you have a junk email address, you can easily just sign into that junk email address, check your emails, and then delete the emails that you don't want in bulk. And it keeps your personal email address separate from a junk email address. Number 6, never share bank account information, social security numbers, alarm codes, credit card numbers, or other private data in email. Never. Never. Nobody should be asking you for this in an email. If you text this information in email, once you send that email, you can't guarantee that somebody isn't going to forward that email to 1,000 other people. That information should never be in an email. Beware of catfish accounts, which are fake accounts that are impersonating people, companies, and organizations. You saw a couple of examples that I had from Trusted Bank and Netflix and PayPal. Just because they look real doesn't mean that they are real. And in the age of AI, people are creating virtual human beings that look and talk real, they move like they're real, and fake accounts for utilities and banks and credit card companies. So just be careful. If somebody is reaching out to you and you did not reach out to them, well, you're going to have to confirm that it's a real person and there's a real reason that they're contacting you. Number 8, never send money or credit cards to people you meet online. If you've never met them in person, you don't know who they are, you cannot guarantee that they are real. You should never be sending any information or gift cards to anybody that you meet on the internet. Number 9, if somebody calls you and wants your financial information, hang up. Hang up, pull out your bank card, pull out your bank statement, call the credit card company, call the bank directly and say, I just got this call. Is there something wrong? Call them directly. Number 10, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Nobody's going to win the lottery and offer you money through the internet. That doesn't happen. Okay, questions and answers. I'm going to stop the presentation now and you'll see my face again, and then I'm going to go on the internet. Hi. Okay, we are going to go online and I'm going to show you my Gmail, and then I'm going to show you incognito mode as well. And again, any of those videos that I had in my presentation, I will have those in the description box for this, and you will be able to watch those whenever you would like. Okay, so I'm going to take you to Google. Okay, so we are on Google. So, in case you were wondering, this is a Google Doodle right in the middle, that man playing soccer, that's called a Google Doodle. So if you ever see a Google Doodle, it is fun to click on the Google Doodle because it's usually something interesting. If I click on it, it's going to tell me information about World Cup. Right now, when this video is being recorded, World Cup is happening in North America, and there is the semifinal game before France and Spain starting in approximately 5 minutes. So, but that's called a Google Doodle. Sometimes it's music, sometimes it's a puzzle, sometimes it's something interesting that's happened in the world. So I'm going to take you to Gmail by clicking right here in Gmail. But first, let's talk about searching. So right here in the middle of the Google page is the search bar. So you can search here in the search bar in the middle of the page, or you can search up here in the address bar. So for example, if I put in Chicago weather, that's being pretty specific, asking specifically for Chicago weather. And I should get pretty much a summary of weather once this pops up. And it's a summer day here, so 87 degrees and partly cloudy, which is accurate. Now, if you were searching for something more specific, remember I told you to use search terms. So let's say we are looking for restaurants in 60659, specific neighborhood in Chicago. So that is very specific, like I would be asking a person restaurants in 60659, and we can see what it's going to return.